Blighty Boxing with Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions, or just Queensbury now actually. We're here with Levi Frankham, who got to make his debut the other week. How was it, sir?
All good, enjoyed it, and hopefully on to the next one now.
Right, now you give me a short answer there, so I'm going to hit you with this one. You told us you were going to be knocking everyone out, and it's going to be the most exciting thing since roller coasters, so come on, what happened?
Made everyone look out for me though, didn't it? But no, I tried just to box and do things what Wayne in my corner was telling me, and just go try and do it that way, see how it goes. If I get knockouts, I get them. If I don't, I don't.
But Wayne said before, but he said for all the fact he tells you to stay disciplined and box, he said he knew but your instincts would get the better of you at some point. Did they?
Not really, no. There was bits where I wanted to, but I just tried to keep me calm and do what he was telling me.
That's not really your game though, is it? That's going to be a bit boring for you, isn't it?
It is what it is, but I learned more from that than I do from knocking everyone out fast. From them 4 rounds, I learned more than I did in 10 fights of knocking people out. So.
Well, I was going to give you a little out, a little excuse, but you know, I heard you weren't well in the build up to the fight, and maybe that's sort of why you were a bit more cautious. Anything in that?
To be honest with you, I don't like to make excuses. So
I knew you were going to say that, but you're allowed to make excuses, so go on.
No, I don't like making excuses. This time it just didn't come off. When you try and force things, it never happen. So maybe next one might be a bit different.
So what was the matter with you?
What was the matter with me? Just had a bit of a flu, a bit of a virus, but no excuse for why I didn't knock him out. He was a tough fella. I think if I hit him with a sledgehammer, I don't think I would have knocked him out that night. So
what was it? Snivels, a bit drowsy, or?
Just virus, just bad cold, bad virus. But
you shouldn't really fight with that. There was no chance you were going to sort of back out or delay it, no?
No way in hell.
Yeah. You obviously felt well enough to
felt
get
well
in there
enough
and
to fight.
do the job.
Mate, at the end of the day, it's just boxing, isn't it? It's just fighting.
Talk me through the experience. I mean, like you say, you've had a certain amount of amateur fights, but the whole package of this professional game and the professional debut must have felt very different. Talk us how you found it.
I loved every minute of it, but it was completely different to the amateurs. Completely different to what I thought it was going to be as well. The gloves was better, the littler gloves, the ring entrance was better, the build up to it was better, everything was better than I ever thought it was going to be. So I loved it.
What about being locked up in a hotel for a few days? Was that all right?
I thought it was going to be worse than what it was, so it was all right. I was in there, obviously my cousin Josh was in the bubble with me, so my trainer was in there, so I had people to talk to. It wasn't so bad. I probably had a better run of it than my cousin Josh had on his first go, because he was in there on his own. He never had me, you know what I mean? So it was a different story. And it was a lot more stricter back then, less people in the bubble, and you know? So really I had it easy compared to what other people's had it so far.
So how was it doing that little ring walk and being under such bright lights and being announced by, you know, an American MC?
Like a dream come true. It was good. I loved it.
Did it make you feel 10 foot tall?
I don't want to get any taller than I am. I will look like a lamppost then.
Tell us about what were you happy with in the fight? I mean, joking aside, okay, you got the rounds in, which is obviously a good thing, but you're happy with. I mean, what did you do but pleased you? Or was it just because you've been working on this project for a year now, maybe a bit more, you know, just preparing for that moment. Were you happy with what you executed?
I was happy with it, but I feel I can do a lot better than what I did. I thought I'd done good with my jab and just boxing, but there was loads of little things where I look back at it that I should have done different. If I had the chance to now, I would do, and loads of things I learnt from it. So on the next fight, try and work on them and try and do them better. Then the next fight after that, try and do the same thing, try and do a bit more better.
You knew what you was up against beforehand. I mean, obviously you look at the records and everything else. These opponents like you had, they're in the game to do a job, and you know, they do a brilliant service to the sport, but it's not easy to impress against them, and it's not easy for a prospect to look good and make those statements early on. Did you find it hard to sort of hit the target, and were you, any frustration in there at all?
To be honest with you, he was a tough fella, extremely tough. Everything I had to hit him with, he took it very well. So fair play to him, that's all I can say. He was tough, he was a nice fella afterwards, nice fella beforehand, and that's all I can say.
What feedback did you get afterwards from either Wayne, Frank, Frank Hopkins, anybody give you some good, nice feedback?
Everyone give me nice messages, and people on Instagram and things like that, and obviously my family and whoever was there like to watch it, who like me couple of supporters that got let in, and everyone said I'm good and just give me little things that they saw to work on. That's all I'm trying to do in here today.
Will the next one feel more special in some respects because you can have your people there?
Yes, it'll be like a debut again, so I can't wait for it.
So you can get a knockout in your second debut.
Try to.
Levi, well done.
Thank you.